Welcome back to the FIFA 14 G3 Championship. My name is Chris Trout, and we're here with the fourth and final quarterfinal between Bruce Grannec and Aggerosenmeier, the FIWC champion. We're going to head it straight over to the commentators, Spencer Owen and Infused Mover. Take it away, boys.
Thanks, Chris. Right, we have a massive game on our hands now, don't we, Mover? This is huge.
Yep, we do. We have two champions, one new champion, FIWC champion, and Bruce Grannec's been a two-time champion as well.
I feel a little bit like it's kind of an age versus youth situation. Bruce is by no means old, but look at his CV. He's been playing competitive FIFA and even PES before, all the way back to 2006. Aggerosenmeier's been on the scene more in the last few years. Do you think those extra years and extra notches on Bruce's competitive belt are going to help him?
In some sense it can, but it depends if Bruce has been up to the level that everybody else is, you know.
Is he match fit?
Is he match fit? Yeah, basically.
Are his thumbs strong enough?
We'll have to wait and see.
We've got a great match. We've got FC Bayern versus Real Madrid. In my opinion, the two best teams on FIFA 14 to use. Have you got a preference? Which one you prefer?
I'm more of a Real Madrid person.
You're a Real Madrid man?
A lot of people prefer Bayern Munich, but I just can't use them. I can't stand Mandzukic.
Some people hate Mandzukic. Is a bit of a Marmite player, isn't he?
Yeah,
some people don't like him.
Some people love him. Some people have to use him to the best of their abilities. I just can't use him at all. I just don't think he does anything for me.
Look at the results on the poll. 50% it currently is each. So that just shows how hard it is to have a guess who between these two is going to win. If you had to put your money on it, who would you say is going to take the points?
Me personally, I'd probably go for Aggie. I just think Aggie's probably going to be the better player here. He's stepped up his FIFA in the last year or two, and I think there's a reason why he's the FIWC champion. He's the best in the world, and he's proved it over this weekend. He's
been out in Brazil. We saw him that picture with the original Ronaldo. So he is at the top of his game. But Bruce has been here, done that. He's done the whole lot, really, hasn't he, Bruce? There's very little he has not won before.
Exactly that. So whereas Aggie's just become FIWC champion, Bruce has been the FIWC champion two times. So it's nothing new to him. He knows how to perform on the main stage. He knows when it's important games, how to see the games through. So the experience is there, but I still think Aggie can just edge it either way.
And of course, the winner, this is the last of the four quarterfinals, guys. The winner of this matchup will be playing the winner of the last quarterfinal, which was Epsilon Brian. So we've got a great semi-final to look forward to. A little bit of skills on the edge of the box there with Cristiano Ronaldo. Who's actually playing as Real and who's playing as Bayern?
So we have Rosenmeier playing as Real Madrid, and we have Bruce Grannec playing as Bayern.
Bruce is Bayern, okay.
Bruce is Bayern.
So there was a chance there for Aggerosenmeier on the edge of the box, but he couldn't get a shot away. Very difficult to get the shots away, I've noticed today. I mean, the opportunities are few and far between. And the defence is so good at blocking the shots in the final third. Yeah,
you've got there, the defence is very tight. Both players are very, very defensively strong, but can attack well as well. So any little lack of concentration throughout the game can cost the whole game.
If you were going to summarise these two guys and their game styles, what would their strengths and weaknesses be? Ball into the box here. We know he's good at headers, but the keeper saved it, and that's a big chance for Bruce and Bayern. Sorry, go on.
Aggie's a bit more of a skillful player, very direct. Whereas Bruce, he's more traditional. He's a bit old school.
Opportunity here, giving the ball away. Benzema into Di Maria. Angel almost got a shot away but couldn't do it. So you're saying Aggie's more direct?
Aggie's more direct. He's very skillful. You'll see a lot of skills coming out of Aggie. Whereas Bruce is very traditional, very old school. Keep the 1-2s flowing. But yeah, I think Aggie, he's just got an unreal talent, and you'll see it. You've seen it over this tournament. But Bruce, he dug deep yesterday. You know, he had to pull out some goals yesterday to put him through, and he actually did it. So
I heard about Bruce's last minute slide tackle on the edge of the goal, and all these things he's did, and that for me is, I mean, the epitome of someone that's been there and done that before. He may not be playing his best FIFA, but he has enough in the back of his locker to put it out.
Exactly that.
When he needs to.
And that's the difference between obviously being a competitive FIFA player to just being just a normal FIFA player. You know when to step up your game. You know when to step up to the next level in crunch moments. And Bruce showed it why he is a champion and why he's a winner.
Interesting that I just saw Bruce was playing Philip Lahm in CDM, which is obviously a role he's played in real life a lot, but is that something you're doing yourself in FIFA?
I can see why he's done it. I wouldn't do it myself, but I can see why he's done it, just because the crosses are so OP on this game. Anything at the back post with Lahm on it, you're not gonna have a chance really, especially if it's Ronaldo versus Lahm.
So he's just taken Lahm off for Thiago Alcantara. So what does Thiago offer that Lahm doesn't?
passing ability, a bit more agility, a bit quicker on the ball, so that, and he's good going forward as well. So I can see why he's done it. I wouldn't have made the change so early. I would have seen how the game fell out for the first half, maybe 60th minute, and then make a decision.
That's
after
another really interesting sort of strategy, and I think that you see done quite a lot in the pro games. Is Bruce obviously has seen something he didn't like, something with the way that Aggerosenmeier was playing with Real Madrid. He didn't feel Lyon was his man, so quite straight away he made the change. In the same way that Jose Mourinho will do in real life. If he doesn't like something, half an hour in, he'll make the sub.
Definitely. I think it's because he's got Khedira and Modric. Aggie's got Khedira and Modric in the middle, so Khedira, obviously being the dominant force he is very strong. It will just bully Lyon off the ball as soon as Lyon gets on it. So that's the reason why he's probably made that change, where Thiago is a bit more nippy, a bit more tricky, probably to weave his way past Khedira. So that's probably more of a tactical reason.
So Aggerosenmeier not playing Xabi Alonso, is that right?
Yeah, he's not playing Xabi Alonso, no.
No place in the team for Alonso?
No, but me personally, I'd play Xabi Alonso. I think he's really good in this game. He's passing, he's defending, he's really good. Modric
slightly
is
slower than the other two,
slightly slower. Modric, too small in my liking.
He's another one that I feel like is a contrast of opinion, because I personally would prefer to bring Modric off the bench.
Yeah.
I'd probably start with Khedira and Xabi Alonso.
Well, for the start of, from when I started, when FIFA 14 came out, I always used Xabi Alonso and Modric. Then I started to see, when I started to play against other competitive FIFA players.
Ball in here, header.
Oh, that's unlucky. When I started playing against other competitors, they started using Khedira. So threw Khedira in there, and he actually showed the reason why people play Khedira, because he does make a difference. He does solidify that midfield for you. So there's a valid reason, and he does get forward and he scores his fair share of goals if he's in the right position. So yeah, that's probably a good reason.
And we can't stress enough, guys, just how big a game you're watching right now. This is, I mean, we know what Bruce and Aggerosen, these guys are both big names in the competitive FIFA world. So one of them's going to be going home in the end of this 180 minutes, because it is two 90-minute legs, and maybe a third if it's still level at the end of the second one. So one of these guys, one of these big names, will be leaving the competition. The other one will be going through to the semi to play Epsilon Brian. And they both would have used two big teams, because these are the two of the best teams.
Yep. So after this, they're going to have to start using their weekend side. I think Bruce has still got Dortmund, I believe.
Okay. Do you rate Dortmund as one of the better sides?
No.
No,
I've seen people play with them this weekend, and people have struggled. Lewandowski is very inconsistent as a striker on this game, I think. For what he does in real life, the stats don't show on this game.
Yeah.
But Mandzukic on this game is crazy. He's crazy good.
And there's the half-time whistle there, and it is again another cagey match. Not very many shots. In fact, no shots for Real Madrid and Aggerosenmeier. 2 for Bruce Grannec, who is Bayern München. 57% possession as well. So he's got the lion's share.
Yeah, I think what Grannec is just doing is just soaking up the pressure. You know, letting Aggie have all the ball, but not really giving him a sniff. As soon as he gets to the edge of the box, he ain't really letting him. And he's blocking off the wings as well. Aggie coming down the right-hand side now with Ronaldo. Not in a position that he really wants to have Ronaldo. He'd rather have him in the box just to get the ball swinging in. But, you know, it's just one of them things where he can create something out of nothing with Ronaldo.
Where would you play Gareth Bale? Where's, in your mind, his preferred position in the pitch?
Me personally, I'd play him.
Speaking of Gareth Bale, he's got an opportunity. He's hit the post, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, because he is predominantly left-footed, and he's hit that shot on his right foot. And if that had been on his left foot, I think that's going in.
I usually play Gareth Bale on the right.
On the right,
so I can cut him on his.
Benzema with the shot.
Oh, good deflection there. But yeah,
play him on the right.
Play him on the right. Yep.
So he can cut it and hit it on his left.
Sometimes you can switch it up. Sometimes you put him on the left, just so you can cross. So if you're running down the left-hand side with Bale and you're getting a crosses, and you know your cross is going to be very good. And that's a good ball. Good ball. With Gal's right foot.
Weak foot. So what's going to happen next game? James Rodriguez, of course, the big summer signing for Real Madrid. Are we going to see Di Maria leave, or at least leave the starting lineup for competitive FIFA players?
Yeah. So if Di Maria leaves, it'll be a big upset. But then you got Real Madrid's got James Rodriguez, who's he's been great in the World Cup, and I think his stats will go up as well. Hopefully they give him a bit more pace.
So James Rodriguez probably play behind Benzema and then have Ronaldo and Bale on each side.
Yeah, exactly that.
It's not bad, is it? It's not a bad front four.
But if they still keep Di Maria, I mean, you can put Di Maria. You don't have to put Di Maria in the wing. I mean, for the second half of the season, Di Maria was playing in the middle. He's playing as a middle three.
It's quite versatile.
It's quite versatile, and I think that's a very good position for him. because he does track back and he does go forward quite a lot as well, and he's very creative as a player. So I think if they keep onto him, that'll be a good thing. And they still have Isco as well, which
is that. But are they all going to stay? There's a lot of egos you've got to keep happy, and James is definitely going to start. So I think someone's going to have to leave the.
I probably think it would be more Isco. I think they'll probably send him out on loan, probably first, and then after the following season, see how he gets.
Yeah. So you're saying that you prefer Real Madrid over Bayern. If you were going to try and improve the Real Madrid team, are there any players in the Bayern team that you would take and move across, or do you just prefer the whole 11 of Real Madrid?
I would take out Boateng and swap him for Pepe.
Okay.
I think Pepe is so unreliable in this game.
Is there any Bayern players that would make it into your Real Madrid team?
Yeah, Robin, hands down.
So who are you going to drop if you bring Robin in? Who are you taking out, Di Maria?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
The weak link.
The weak link. Other than that, I'd probably leave it. I mean, you can't really change Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos is good enough. I wouldn't really swap him for Dante. Robin will definitely get in the squad. Alaba, left back as well.
Yep.
I'm not really. I've never.
They have a weak left back, don't they?
Marcelo Contral, not the best. Alaba's more consistent. Gets forward, but he does do his job defensively as well. And this is a great position for a free kick. If he gets this right, this can be a great goal.
And Mandzukic, can he head it? He's got something on it. It's a great save from Iker Casillas.
It was a great save, but it's just behind Mandzukic. He had to like leap back. And
it's interesting, despite the header and the little bit of possession we're seeing Bruce have, we've just seen on the image there that it's a shot from the edge of the box. That Aggerosenmeier has gone to 58% in terms of the vote, which you can do at Gfinity on Twitter. Let us know who you think is going to win this game. Maybe that would have changed now after the last few chances for Bruce.
Yeah, I mean...
And the key's giving it away. That's a rookie mistake. And I don't think Bruce expected that.
Yeah, he didn't. And I see it's happened a lot over this tournament. I think it's a little thing that competitive FIFA players do. They try to kick it into their centre-backs to head it back to the goalkeeper. Yeah. And I think he tried to do it and miskicked it.
You just don't expect to see that at this level, because it happens everywhere. I understand, you know.
But mistakes happen. You know, it happens to the best players. And
Ronaldo's ball in for Ronaldo. Oh, Neuer.
It was just
safe hands.
It was just a bit too early. I think if he had waited for Ronaldo just to get onto the penalty spot, that would have been in, hands down. It was just a bit too early. He had to get too much power from Ronaldo to get that in.
And the second half definitely opened up here. We've seen more chances.
Definitely. And this is the exciting part of it, because both of these players are great players. But I mean, Bruce he's dominating this second half. He's actually dominating, and Rosenmeier don't know what to do. He's dragging the players out of position, and Bruce is just finding little gaps in behind.
I mean, we see this happen a lot in real life. You often take two massive teams, you put them against each other, you expect a great game. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be all action, because it's a chess match, you know. Each of them are slowly trying to figure out the best way to unlock the opponent defence. Doesn't mean it's amazing chances and lots of shots. Another cross in the corner.
That's great ball at the back post there.
Huge opportunity for Bayern Munich on the corner now. 79th minute. If he can find Mandzukic's head, he's gone short. Alaba's going to whip it on his right foot.
That's a goal.
There's the header! That's an amazing save.
Casillas is pulling out all the stops here today. Fantastic save again. And Aggerosenmeier can find himself very, very lucky, because Casillas is keeping him in this game.
I'll tell you what, Casillas is playing out of his neck. He's on fire.
And this is a guy that has been left out of the squad in real life.
And look at what happened in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Casillas had an absolute mare against Spain.
Yeah.
For Spain against the Netherlands. Robin van Persie with a flying header. What a goal that was. Robin van Persie, though, classic example of a player who, in my opinion, his performances don't translate on FIFA. He's got a great left foot, but he's not the all-round striker in FIFA. Benzema with a chance here. He's hit it. That's a lovely goal. You cannot let Benzema shoot from there, because he will put it home, and that is a goal for Aggerosenmeier.
And Bruce will be a little bit disappointed with that. I think he's been dominating the second half, but he hasn't been clinical with his chances, and this is what happens at this level. If you don't take your chances, you get punished. And the one little chance he had.
It is not just the level of these two FIFA guys, but it's also the level of the players on the pitch. Because Benzema, he will strike that. You know, Mandzukic maybe not. Maybe you wouldn't back Mandzukic to finish that from that distance, but obviously he has the advantage in the air.
Benzema outside boot shot on this game is unreal.
He loves it.
But Robin here bombed down the left-hand side. He's got Mandzukic running in the wrong direction. He actually wants Mandzukic in the box. It's a poor ball there by.
So we need to see something from Bruce now, don't we? We need to see what he can do.
We need to see him step up, and you know he's done it last night.
Got the ball, touch from Ronaldo.
Little skill
Can he
there.
find the? He's going to look for the through ball. Is he going to take it on his
great.
own? He's hit it.
Deflection.
He's dribbled through. Neuer's got some hands on it. There's another ball. Oh, this game's opened up now. Remember, guys, this is just the first legs. We've got another 90 minutes to go. The whistle will go any second. There it is.
There you go, Rosenmeier taking the first game.
Big. What are your overall thoughts on that match?
I'm shocked, to be honest. I'm really shocked because I thought Bruce deserved that in the second half, and
he was playing more dominant.
He played more dominant, and he had the better chances. But Rosenmeier he needs that one chance, and he puts it away, and that's what makes him one of the best players.
And so your pre-match prediction, you tipped Aggerosenmeier to get the game, so you're going to stick with that? I'm going to
stick with that. I'm going to stick with that. I think this game, Rosenmeier will just. You see how he gets on in the first half. I think he'll be very reserved in the first half. See how Bruce is going to come at him, and then it will open the game up in the second half.
We've got the second leg now starting, guys, so it's 1-0 in aggregate to Aggerosenmeier, who is the reigning FIFA Interactive World Cup champion. He won it over in Brazil, the biggest stage of all. So he knows what he's doing. Bruce Grannec, his accolades speak for himself. He's been there, done that, won everything. But are we seeing a changing of the guards here? Is Aggerosenmeier taking over as the #1 man in the competitive FIFA community?
He could be number one. I mean, the thing with Bruce, he shows no emotion, and they call him the machine. And there's a reason why they call him the machine, because he's been there and done that. But there's no emotion on his face whatsoever. Even if he's winning, there's no
poker face.
It's straight poker face. Same with Rosenmeier. He doesn't give too much away. I mean, you might see the little cheer from him, but until he's actually sealed the game off and it's over, that's when you see Rosenmeier smiling. But other than that, he's in focus mode, and both of these are in sheer focus mode, and they're mentally so strong.
And there's only one goal in it. Anything can happen. We know Bruce has got enough to score multiple goals, but so's Aggerosenmeier. So it's going to all come down to this second leg. 90 minutes of football. If it stays as it is, obviously Aggerosenmeier will be going through to the semi-final, where he'll be playing Epsilon Brian. If obviously Bruce gets one goal and it stays like that, we will go to a third match tiebreaker. And if that ends level, we'll be going straight to penalties. It will be very tense if that happens.
No one wants to see a penalties. I mean,
no one wants to go out on a tournament from penalties, whether it's FIFA or real life football. It's a horrible way to go out.
It's a horrible way to go out. But we're back straight back into the game. Same teams.
Are they setting up the same way? Have we seen any tactical changes?
No, same way they're going to set up. 4-2-3-1, probably the most dominant formation on this game. I believe Rosenmeier's got Pepe right back.
Pepe a right back?
I think he has
That is controversial if that's the case. I've never seen that done before.
I think he's got Varane centre back with Sergio Ramos, put Pepe right back. Which
really?
is, tactically, is a very good idea, because you're playing against Mandzukic. Majority of the time, people are going to be swinging the ball in the box.
Man in the box.
You put Carvajal there or Fabio Control, you're going to struggle. So it's a good tactical play, and I've actually seen it from one or two players. Yeah, I was correct. He actually has got Varane centre back. I see Ty Walton do the same thing in a practice game 2 days ago. He did it, and it's actually a good tactical play.
He's obviously not going. I mean, another thought process behind that, playing Pepe right back, may be that he's already got that 1-0 lead.
Yes.
And so he doesn't need a right back that's going to bombard and go forward in the way that Dani Alves does for Barcelona, or a more attacking right back would. He's much more happy having someone sitting deep and protecting that lead.
Yeah, it's a very good idea, to be honest, and I think I might take that idea for myself. Actually,
just put it in your pocket, mate. Take it home with you.
I'm going to take it in my pocket. I'm just going to get my notepad out, get my notepad and write it down, and take it with me, and add that to my portfolio as well.
And don't forget, guys, if you're enjoying watching this competitive FIFA and you fancy trying it out yourself, you can do it at gfinity.net. Not just head-to-head, they've got Ultimate Team, they've got clubs, they've got everything you want, so it's very worthwhile if you think you can handle it at the highest level. It's not easy, believe me. It changed your life.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
make a man of you.
But once you do get into it, it's one of the best things. It's one of the best feelings, you know. If you think you're good enough to be there, play against the best and beat the best, and we've had new people come through before and cause upsets. I remember the first time I actually had to play Chrissy Bullard on PC, and he was like the world champion, and I managed to beat him. And
there you go, and that was your route in.
And then that was my route in, and and there you go. It's just one of them things.
Remember, when you play real life football, anyone can beat anyone. It's 11v11. This is 1v1. Okay, you've only got to just take on one guy and get a match, get a good result against him, and it could change your whole experience. But a lot of you guys will have played in Division 1, on a head-to-head or on Ultimate Team, and that's a very good level. But It's very
nothing.
different when you get to competitive. Your opponents are playing a very different kind of FIFA. It's all about the end result. It's not about the performance.
True, you see things from competitive FIFA players doing certain tricks that you wouldn't see in Division 1 because they don't know about that. So it's about adapting your game, learning new things. I mean, I'm always learning. I'm always constantly learning something new, playing against the best players.
Yeah.
Because you can play Division 1 games as many times as you like, but it doesn't. It's not going to change how you play.
You need to know that the guy you're playing is playing with the same stakes as you are.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
if
If you're playing someone in Division 1, it could be someone that's not taking it as serious as you. You need to know that this is important to him because then you know you're really up against it. And the other thing to think about is another skill that I think is important for a really good competitive gamer is that the guys in the competitive scene, they know each other very well, they know each other's styles, but when you do come up against, for instance, if you do play on gfinity.net, someone you don't know who they are, they're just someone you've never played before, you have to be able to think on your feet and react to their style of play.
It's the hardest thing in the
You
world.
don't know, you've never played them before, you don't know if they like crosses, you don't know if they like skills, you have to see it and react.
It's the hardest thing in the world, trying to adapt to someone that's you've never played before, and they do random things that you don't expect them to do, and it actually pays off for them.
And that's the sign of a good player that can react to that.
And it's especially if you go 1-0 down as well, then you've got to dig deep to try to come back.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing, but it's being at that level and obviously knowing to adapt your game style to whoever you play against.
Yeah. And it's a real challenge in the sense that if you do go one down, you lose possession. It's really hard to get that ball back.
Exactly that.
You know, let alone to get shots away. You need to work hard just to get the ball back, and it takes patience.
Exactly that. As you can see here, Aggerosenmeier is just holding on to the ball for the last couple of minutes. He's dominating the game. He's dominating possession, not giving much to away. He's very, very cautious with his passing, and he's waiting for Bruce to pressure. He's making Bruce come out a little bit more. Bruce he's rushing the attack a little bit. Right little build-up play here, but he's intercepted. But he still gets the ball back. Ribery into Thiago.
Could have an opportunity here. Thiago's going out wide with it. He's using that pace that you get from playing him in centre mid, but he's taking it too far.
Varane's so strong, tall and strong, and he's only young. He's only 18.
I think the game now, for the neutral now, we really want to see a goal in this first half because that's going to open things up for that second half.
Definitely.
Obviously, a goal from Bruce would be ideal because that would make things 1-1, and it would give us something to play for.
Ooh.
But as things stand, Aggerosenmeier is going to go through to the semi-final. Can he follow up his amazing FIFA Interactive World Cup victory with another win here? That would be, well, that would put him right at the top of the FIFA pedestal.
He's beaten some really good players this weekend at FIWC. He done something different, and it was on FIFA, but it was obviously on the World Cup game. But it's still FIFA regardless. You still got to play the best players. And only the best players will go to FIWC, and he done it. And congratulations to him. And he's proven why he's a champion, and why he's probably one of the best players at this moment in time.
Another question for you from a competitive standpoint is, if you've not got any tournaments coming up between now and the release of the new FIFA game, do you still play FIFA 14 as religiously, or do you start to think it's not going to help me because when the change comes, I'm going to be too stuck in those patterns?
As competitive FIFA players, we don't really play that much, to be honest. It's only when it's leading up to a tournament. I mean, personally myself, I play Ultimate Team a lot. So,
do you feel that playing a lot of Ultimate Team helps you when it comes to head-to-head?
No, it affects you big time.
I find it harder.
It affects you big time because Ultimate Team is so much faster. It's a faster game mode, and there's more things that can happen in Ultimate Team as well. And then you go back to head-to-head, and you think, well, I just did that in Ultimate Team, but it doesn't work here. So
exactly.
it's hard to adapt. So we do take, if there's no tournaments, nothing like that, we do tend to take a break. But leading up to a tournament coming, we'll probably, maybe 2 months before, competitive FIFA players will start playing each other over and over again. Especially the UK boys, we like to play each other a lot. We're all in a Skype call, so we would like to play each other quite a bit.
You have like a circuit.
We have a circuit, yeah. So whoever's on...
Ball in here for Benzema.
Oh.
Well, there's an opportunity for Aggerosenmeier to double his lead.
They just had to help the ball back into the box there. Ronaldo just took a swing at it, but just swung at air. And Aggerosenmeier just dominated this first half, you know, just kept the ball, kept possession, slowed down Bruce Grannec.
Can he get an opportunity before that half-time whistle? We know FIFA likes a 45th minute goal.
Oh, it's crazy. Extra time, the stoppage time, just 5 minutes stoppage time as well.
How many times do you concede or even score in the 45th and 90th minute?
You just sometimes you just know you're going to concede. Like especially if someone's constantly attacking you and you just know you're going to concede. You know, no matter how hard you defend, it's just like 45th minute script.
You know if you concede a corner in the 45th minute, it's going in. You just know. There's nothing you can do.
I hate it. I hate it, especially at a competitive level when you give away a corner in the 45th minute.
That's another thing I feel like happens more in Ultimate Team, though.
Yeah,
than it does in Season.
definitely. Oh, it gets to you. It gets to you. Sometimes the amount of controllers that I've gone through Xbox One already.
Yeah. And that is the half-time whistle there. So, not one shot.
Not one shot
in that opening half. 0 shots for both teams.
But this is in favour of Rosenmeier. This is in favour of Rosenmeier here. He's limited. He's limited Bruce to 0 shots. He ain't had a shot himself, but all he's done is kept the ball.
And this is interesting. We're seeing Bruce change his tactics here. He's upping his crossing.
He did this.
And the chance creation.
He did this on the 85th minute against Dimitri. He did this. He put everything up, crossing, aggression, pressure, everything up to 100.
You see where he just put like aggression up to 65.
Yep.
Now, are you telling me that he really knows the game that intricately, that he understands the difference between putting it up to 62 and 65? Like, is that the detail we're looking at with someone like Bruce?
Only Bruce can answer that question. I mean, me personally, we use custom. Some people players use custom tactics. So I use it myself. I have mine aggression low. I like to have my players sit off, but he's been doing custom tactics since God knows long, and I started probably from 09 when he started playing. So only Bruce could tell you what the best one is to use, but he uses it majority of the time, so it must work for him.
He knows what he's doing. I know what I want to know. I want to know from the guys watching at home and the guys here in the crowd as well, if they can get onto Twitter and vote in the poll who they think is going to win this. Has it changed? Is everyone still going with Aggerosenmeier? Or do they believe that Bruce can pull it out of the bag in the last 40? There we go, the perfect timing, the votes come up. And it's swung to Bruce. Now that's interesting because last time we saw this, it was 58% to Aggerosenmeier.
Oh, he's in. He's actually
got an opportunity for Bruce.
Oh.
I thought the guys voting at home knew something I didn't there, because Bruce almost got a goal back, and 58% are saying that they think he's going to win this, despite him being 1-0 down with just 40 minutes of FIFA time left.
They know that Bruce is a champion. They know that he can pull anything from nothing. So I can see why they voted for him, but at this moment in time, he's that one chance he's had, he's really limited himself, to be honest.
That was a big chance. I mean, we know that was the first shot of the entire match for either team.
But Casillas yet again stopped Mandzukic from scoring, and Casillas has been really impacted over these 2 legs. He's been really good for Rosenmeier. You know that. Some
people play Diego Lopez.
Some people prefer Diego Lopez because he's taller, and he's just big. He's bigger preference in goal. Long shots wise, he's not the best though.
No.
So if you take a long shot, he's not gonna get down to it. I think overall, Casillas is still the better rated keeper. I would still pick him anyway. But
where do you rate Casillas in the keepers on the game? Top 5, top 3, top 10?
Top 5.
I mean, who's above him? Neuer's above him.
Czech
for me on Ultimate Team. I hate when I see Czech on the other team.
God.
It really annoys me.
Courtois.
You put him up there, do you? Is it could be an opportunity? No. So Courtois is in there.
Courtois is definitely in there.
Is Buffon in there?
Yep. And another one that I really think is really good, especially for Ultimate Team, Handanovic.
I've heard this. I've never used him, but I've heard a lot about him.
Handanovic. He's got like an
opportunity for Bruce.
Did
he mean to do that?
I don't think he did mean to.
I don't think he meant to do that. If he'd pulled it off though, I haven't got a hat on, but I would have taken it off.
I would have taken it off and just.
I'll take my shoes off.
I would have put down the mic and just walked away at the moment and said, well, because.
If Bruce comes back in the game with a goal like that, then we're going to be witnessing something pretty special.
Yeah. Aggerosenmeier here with Fabio control into Ronaldo. A little flick onto Benzema.
Can he end it? Oh my word, what a strike!
And that was planned. He planned that.
Benzema has literally not been present in either leg, apart from at 2 points where he's hit a ball with his right foot like he's attached to some kind of motorboat.
Yep, he planned that. He planned that build-up play there. He knew what to hit. Hit Ronaldo, get the knockdown, and he had no choice but to hit that on the first time volley.
He's a danger. He's such a danger.
He's a big threat. And we're changing formation here, and I'm guessing
that's big for Bruce that didn't go in, because that gone in. I think Aggerosenmeier has it enough to make sure the game's over at that point.
Defensively, he's so strong. He's going to change formation here. I think he's going to go to a 4-2-4, maybe.
Where do you stand on the playing Benzema at cam and Ronaldo up front theory? You a fan of it?
Yeah, I think you.
Really?
I think you have to play Benzema. Cam.
You have to play Ronaldo up front. You
have to. You have no choice, really. I mean, Benzema, don't get me wrong, Benzema's really good.
I mean, you have a choice.
You have a, of course,
you have a choice.
You have a choice.
Team management, mate.
Yeah, but if you want to win, you're going to put the best player in the world.
If you play him left wing, you're basically saying it's a waste of what he can do.
Waste of talent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's 5-star skills, he's got 4-star weak foot, he's strong, he's got good at
Look at that, Bruce's percentage has gone up.
Keep going up.
Despite it getting nearer the end of the match, everyone is backing Bruce more and more.
I think people
what do you guys know?
They know something. They must know something we don't know.
This is live, isn't it? I mean, we are watching this live.
We are live. Can we double check that we actually are live? Because
I can see him in front of me. It's definitely live. But the people on Twitter that are voting at Gfinity, they believe in Bruce. They're hashtag Team Bruce. They're hashtagging the hell out of it right now.
Point to the box. Can you have a striker with Schweinsteiger?
Schweinsteiger to Shaqiri. Shaqiri!
Oh.
Casillas is a joke of a man.
I think after this game, Rosenmeier's going to have to thank Casillas.
Casillas is really annoying me now.
She's stopping everything.
I just want to see, I would like to see Bruce get a goal because I think that would be a really interesting third game.
Yeah, definitely.
But Aggerosenmeier deserves his lead right now. He's doing really well.
It's a ball into Kadira. He's just going to wait, slow down the time.
15 minutes of FIFA time. That's not a lot.
Pepe bombing forward.
Considering the lack of attacks we've seen in this match, I mean, it's going to increase now we get into crunch time, but...
You can start seeing players going attacking. You probably see Bruce going ultra attacking or so.
I mean, what do you think? Bruce has maybe got 2-3 decent shooting opportunities left, max?
Yep.
He needs to take one. He needs to take one.
I mean, if it takes one, that's
a lovely ball. That is out of this world. Thomas Müller. Oh, Thomas.
It was the touch.
Pull your socks up.
It was the first touch. That's what it was. It was the first touch. Just.
What a ball, though. Who played that ball?
I believe
it was Bruce, but I don't know what player it was.
I think it was Schweinsteiger.
Schweinsteiger.
But I didn't even see that pass. I wouldn't have saw that pass. I mean,
I wouldn't have seen that pass, mate. I don't think Perlo is the only person who would have seen that pass.
Exactly that. But that's talent from Bruce there. That's because I wouldn't. I've definitely.
I feel like Bruce is like plugged into the Matrix in some way. Hang on. No. Okay.
Ronaldo got onto that. That would have been a.
But Aggerosenmeier is more than enough to deal with Bruce at the moment because he is 1-0 up, and in 7 minutes of FIFA time, if it stays the same, he's going through to the semi-finals.
That'll be a big confidence boost for Rosenmeier. I mean, beating one of the best players in Bruce Grannec. But I feel that Bruce Grannec hasn't played to his best abilities over this weekend. He's done well. He's dug deep. He's done some upset. He's come back. But I've seen Bruce at FIWC main stage, and he's gone clutch, and it's 86th minute.
What's happening here, boys? What's happening here? And girls, boys and girls.
4-2-4.
4-2-4. 4 people up there. Casillas, can you stop 4 people? I think he probably can, the way he's playing. Stop at 8 people.
Stop the whole team if you really
want to. Can you play 8 up front?
If you make I don't know if you can make a custom formation. If custom formations are
Bruce
allowed.
will know that. If that's an option, Bruce will know. Stick 10 up front, Bruce, mate. Come on.
Just leave one at the back, don't worry.
Right, this is crunch time. This is crunching up cornflakes.
Gone ultra attacking now.
86th minute.
High pressure.
High pressure from Bayern. So that's like the way they play in real life. That's how Pep Guardiola has his teams line up.
Right.
Pressure you all over the pitch. Get that ball back, and then when you do, hold on to it for dear life.
Here. He's going to keep the ball in this area here. He's going to keep it in the last third of the pitch.
You think he's going to do that?
Yeah, he's not going to rush. He's not going to try. If he crosses it in, it'll be a stupid ball to give away because obviously Bruce can go out and attack. He keeps the ball in the third part of
ultra defensive as well.
Ultra defensive.
From what I can see, I think this would have been a worthy final. These two lads.
It would have been a worthy final.
But that's not the way it always works. You know, one of these boys is going home in a matter of seconds, really, real life time.
But they say to be the best, you've got to beat the best, and it's unfortunate. Obviously, they had to come at this stage.
Can he score just to break the heart of Bruce Grannec? He could do. Gareth Bale. That's his second shot on the right foot. That's the risk of playing him on that right side. He might end up hitting it on the right foot. And he doesn't always score when he does. Casillas is 6 saves to Neuer's 0. That says a lot.
Casillas is winning the game.
Casillas is... we don't award official Men of the Match awards here, but if we did, it's going to Casillas. I think we can agree on that.
Hands down. But last 3 minutes, stoppage time. Bruce, he's probably got one more attack left in him.
Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Brucey, baby. Brucey, baby.
Varane,
no, he's not done it there. That could be it.
And that could be all she wrote in this game. And Aggerosenmeier could be going to the semi-finals to play Epsilon Brian.
We're looking at it. We're deep
And there
into
you
it,
go.
and there it is.
Aggerosenmeier.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Great game.
He's done it again.
This kid looks unstoppable. Youth has beaten experience. Unlucky that Bruce Grannec is heading home, but Aggerosenmeier goes through to the semi-final, where he's going to be playing. Who's he going to be playing again?
Epsilon Brighton.
Epsilon Brighton, that's it. Epsilon Brighton versus Aggerosenmeier. That is a big match. I'm looking forward to seeing
Epsilon
that.
Brighton, he's been an underdog at this tournament.
Who are you tipping to win the whole thing?
Aggie.
You're going to go Aggie?
I'm going Aggie.
Based on what I just saw, and I know how good Bruce is, if Aggie's beating Bruce, then he's going to beat anyone. So I'm going to go. Let's hope for a few more upsets still to come. But right now, Aggerosenmeier looking very good. And let's go over to Chris, who's going to talk to the players.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Aggerosenmeier. How did that feel?
It's a big relief to be in the last four. It was my expectations, but I didn't think I deserved to win the game. And it's a big honor for me to play against such a player like Bruce with that status he has in the FIFA world. So I feel quite honored to still be in the tournament.
You guarantee yourself $1,500. You're about to play Epsilon Brighton to put yourself into the final. What's your strategy going into that, if I don't mind asking?
Well, I'm getting more used to the screens now, and I feel more confident, of course, because I didn't concede a goal. But Brian has been a very, very, very high player this tournament, and I expect a very close game.
Cool. We'll be right back after this break with the first semi-final. It's going to be Tas versus Vinch. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a slobber knocker.